Hey you guys, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I make my wig from start to finish. So in the very beginning of my video, I'm going to be explaining to you guys the supplies I use, why and how I do some of the things that some of the techniques that I use, and then we'll get into like a fast forward of the whole sewing process, because it took me about 2 hours to do almost actually 3 hours to do the wig. You know, how to stop, eat, whatever, but so that whole process of me actually like doing the sewing part, I'm gonna fast forward through it, but I'm gonna explain to you guys how, why, and what I'm doing with the wig also. So I hope you guys really enjoy the video. So today I will show you guys how I make a wig. And I would prefer to use this styrofoam head. If you really look at it, it's like the same as my head. So when I actually use my dome head, it's a little bit bigger than the size of my head. So I feel like my wigs normally fit a little bit bigger than what I would prefer, because I like a snug fit with my wigs. I don't want to have to put in clips and straps and all that type of stuff to let it fit. I like for it to be nice and snug, but not too snug to where you get a headache. So I'm going to use my styrofoam head, and make sure you have needles. I only have 3. I actually had more needles, but I don't know where they are, so we're going to work with 3 today, which is not a problem. Make sure you have your string. I have a whole lot because you never know how much you're going to need. Your scissors for cutting. I like these little pins for wig. It helps hold your wig in place. So I probably have about like 5 of these. I'm just going to stick in here for right now so it could be handy. And then I have a few of these clips just because it helps me also hold my tracks into place, so they're not, you know, I'm not like holding it up while I'm trying to sew. It just makes it a lot easier. And my dome style wig cap. And I tell you guys, you need the dome style. You need the dome cap. I tried to use a spandex cap before. I tried to use so many different caps, and when I tell you the dome style works so much better because it's very sturdy. It's pretty thick, so you know, it's not like your hair is going to even get damaged underneath it. So I really, really like this dome style wig cap. And it also is soft around the elastic part of the edges. So it's not like it's like, you know, some of them have like that really rubbery feel, and I feel like they could rip your hair out. So don't prefer that. I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know I just woke up, so I didn't have time to be doing all my makeup and making my hair all laid and all that type of stuff. So it is what it is. I literally woke up like this. Anyway, so one of the first things I do, since I've made multiple wigs with this styrofoam head, I already pretty much marked the areas where it actually fits on my head, right? So I did my measurements. I literally measured my head from my front hairline to the back, and it's 13 inches, all around 22 inches, and then from edges to edges is 15. Yeah, something, yeah, hairline to hairline is 15 inches, that to here is 13 inches, and then my whole head around is 22 inches. So I already did my measurements, and I actually marked where, you know, my edges are going to stop, where my hairline is, all that. So for custom wigs, you have got to get measurements, you guys, because I'm telling you, I feel like it works so much better when you do the measurements instead of trying to add in straps and, you know what I'm saying, like cutting. It's just less of a headache. Okay, so first, make sure you go ahead and get your string together. So I like to make mine pretty long. Go ahead and Hit that. All right, so I got my string together, got my clips into place. So now let's go ahead and I'm gonna move these down so we can go ahead and put our cap on the head. I love it. And you see the elastic middle, like it's very sturdy around the edges. That's really great. And so you see, remember I told you I marked it with my measurement. So my hairline comes right to here. Take it back a little bit more. Like when I tell you this mannequin head, this isn't like, there's so many different size mannequin heads, so don't just go grab a mannequin head and say, oh, this is gonna work. This head is actually a lot more, like more of an ovalish head. And it just is more natural looking of a head to me. So this is exactly how I have it marked. Hairline, hairline, and then my closure is gonna come up to here. Of course we're gonna be doing a closure wig. We're not doing a frontal wig. So I will show you guys how I use the closure. And so I have not, I'm not gonna bleach the knots first because I actually don't have any bleach right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you how I just, install the wig, and then tomorrow or later on I could come back and show you guys how you could bleach the knots with the wig already made. So because I have to bleach my knots, y'all. The knots have to be bleached. I already tried the concealer, all that stuff, and when I tell you it's just too much to deal with, like I don't want to have to put makeup on my part every day. So go ahead and bleach the knots, make sure you have your cap on underneath, and it's going to look super natural. Alright, so here's the closure right here. Got little baby hairs on it. That's pretty cute. So place the closure right where the hairline is. And then I got my little wig holders. Go ahead and mark that right in the middle. I'm just going to go ahead and put a nice little loose braid in there because I really want it to stay into place while I'm putting the closure in. I want it to stay into place. First thing that I want to do is I like to sew the sides up first, and then I pull the back. If you start off with the back, then your sides might not be bunchy. It might just not work out. So you always work with the sides, and then you pull it back, and it'll kind of stretch it out. So when I sew, because you might not be able to see it that good, I go under, I sew twice, and then I wrap it around to kind of secure that knot. Because since it is the edges, you really want to make sure, like when you're pulling or brushing your hair, it's not going to be, it's not going to, rip or pull out. Okay, so this side is done. You see the stitching, actually stitching looks pretty neat. So I'm just going to leave this piece right here. And you want to make sure it's nice and tight when you pull it back, because you don't want it to be bunched up. Like, you don't want your part to look like it has wrinkles in it. I actually did that before when, before I knew to put the pull back method, my part had wrinkles in it because I did the back first and then I pulled the sides, and the sides were bunched up because I couldn't pull it back any further because I already sewed in the back, and you know what I'm saying? So all we're going to do is just continue Sorry, my dog is down here eating the bone and it sounds really loud, so I don't want y'all to be like, what is that noise? What's going on? What's going on? Because I actually feel like I take more time doing the closure than any other part of the wig, because you want to make sure like it looks really natural. So, hey, the more time you take on it, I feel like the better it's going to come out. When you rush, it's going to look rushed. Okay, so now when I'm done with my ends, I actually do, when I'm done with I actually do one loop around sideways. So instead of going through the track, I do it sideways. And I loop that around, pull. And then I do that again, sideways in a different position. Loop around and pull. So that's how I secure my ends. And then I just cut that. And I tie this in a knot with my fingers. So knot, and I'll probably do this like 3-4 times just to make sure, you know, like I really want to make sure nothing ever happens to my wigs when I'm wearing it. No loose track, no loose string, no loose nothing. I want to make sure it is secure. Okay, so now I'll just cut that little part off. So now I'm going to remove my little clamps, my placeholders, take all them out. Okay, so now I'm going to do my braid again, a little bit more secure, and we can get started on the tracks. That closure looks so good. Okay. And you see, like, it's right at the edge of the front, so it's perfect. Sometimes I would make it a little out more for the front just so I could have more baby hairs out, but the more I wear the wigs, I start to like to blend my real edges with the closure. So I kind of want it the same. So the hair I'm using today is Peruvian hair. It's 14 inches, and I am going to cut it into a bob, so the length of it is not the length that I'm going to wear it at. See, no shedding, no tangles, like this hair is perfect. I like for the back to look a little bit more thick, but not, I don't put it right at the nape, because I feel like the lower you have it, the more it could tangle up and stick to your neck when it gets hot and all that type of stuff. So I actually start mine right on top of the band. So Like I said, I'm gonna do double, so I'm combining them, and we're gonna go from ear to ear, or from side to side, so straight across, side to side.
He says it can tell them more about the health of the ocean and the animals in it. In New Hanover County, Alexis Bell, Spectrum News.
The Stranded Mammal Coordinator says some of their sample results being tested by NOAA corral.
You're watching Spectrum News. It's 10 o'clock.
Topping our news this morning, Guilford County's new sheriff wants to put an end to gun violence in the county and what he's doing to make his vision a reality. Rockham County Sheriff's deputies will soon have upgraded body cameras from companies to partner with and weapon dealing fluid. President Donald Trump is expected to address the nation tonight as we move into week 3 of the government shutdown. We'll take a look at the president's first address of the new year. Good morning and thanks for joining us on Spectrum News. I'm Justin Quisberry. We'll get to those top stories and much more for you here in just a bit. But first, let's get a check on today's forecast.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. I'm meteorologist Ariella Scalise. How does the day with highs in the 60s sound? Well, if you like that, you're going to enjoy today's forecast. 62, so yes, it will be beautiful temperature-wise, but it will be a breezy day with occasional gusts upwards of 20 miles per hour. And then as this front moves through tonight, even windier conditions move through on Wednesday, bringing in that much colder air with highs only making it into the upper 40s. And that cold air lingers into the end of the week and into the weekend. So one ingredient that we would need to see any kind of wintry weather. We do have that chance for wintry weather as we head into the weekend. Timing as of now looks to be later on Saturday evening through earlier parts of Sunday, with the chance of snow and or ice with some accumulation possible. Right now, not looking like the totals that we saw back in early December, but it's Tuesday and a lot can change. So important to keep monitoring the forecast and updates here every 10 minutes. As for today, these morning clouds will clear for a nice afternoon high in the 60s, but it will be a breezy day and cold as we head into tonight.
Multiple law enforcement agencies came together to address gun violence in Guilford County after a fatal shooting over the weekend. Guilford County's new sheriff, Danny Rogers, held a news conference Monday at the courthouse in High Point. Spectrum News reporter Asal Razai has details and what the sheriff plans.
Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I hope it was very helpful to those who really needed some more information about how to do it. And I did bleach the knots, and I did record myself cutting the wig. So the whole process of how I got my hair like this is all on video. So I will be posting those. Make sure you stay tuned so that you could be one of the first ones to see the video when I post it. Also, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to let me know. I'm here for you guys. So there's things that I don't know that you guys might want to see, might want to know. How much is this? Where'd I get that from? Feel free to ask me anything. So I hope you guys really enjoyed the video again. And don't forget to click that subscribe button if you have not already. And see you next time.